Hello everyone and welcome back to the Spearhead cast. Me Matt. We have a 4v4 for you all on Road to Arnhem, which has been modified to be more Spearhead and Vikinger friendly. Let's see how this goes. Let's go through the players first of all. Representing the United States for all 4 players on the Allied side. We have Deviant first, without a commander choice. We have Agent going straight for Mechanized. We have someone with a name I cannot see, something in Asian, I do not know what that is, who is also going for Mechanized. And we have Loas going for Airborne. And Deviant now went for Armor. Okay, so we have a very interesting push here. Representing the Germans, holding the line. We have Cherry as Infanteriedivision for the Wehrmacht. Mthis as Waffen-SS without commander choice. Yet. We have Noob Hero as Fallschirmjäger-Division for the Wehrmacht. And Silly Line with 74 with Ostdivision for the Wehrmacht. Lots of different choices here. Need to see what the Waffen-SS do in the future. Only though we have a lots of Americans streaming onto the battlefield, spreading out all over the place to secure ground for the United States and the Allied cause as they push into Germany. It's like probably a very big and important border crossing into Western Germany at this point. Hitler Youth coming out. So it looks like the Waffen-SS went for Panzer. First just to find the center here. Looks like the Pioneer's gonna have to fall back to a better cover position against the rear echelon. You have double mechanized, airborne, and an army for the United States. That could mean a lot of armor later on through to the double mechanized. Because EC8s are available to armor and mech. You also have some mechanized troopers coming up here. And a Jeep coming up behind as well. Allowing the mechanized to get some fire support. But the Waffen-SS in the Wehrmacht is fighting in the center here. Some Grenadiers are quickly rushing up alongside some Grenadier and Volksgrenadiers arriving. On the northern flank we have some Osttruppen moving up. And some Pioneers. You know, slowly some mechanized troopers are pushing up as well for this top fuel up on the river itself, which is very dangerous to try and take a point on. It's all negative cover. G plus it's gonna. Mechanized troopers are gonna be on a lot of stress here. The airborne are not really moving to help. The southern flank, we have the Germans already prepared some sandbags back here to cover the open point of the fuel on the south. Looks like the Americans will be able to secure the north though. Looks like the Osttruppen went down. We have an Aufklar called onto the field though. Provide some long range recon and fire support. Germans are securing the center. This is a 4v4, so I will apologize that I will not be able to get all the action. Mines being laid preemptively, good to see. That's the thing the Germans should very often try to do. Always want to mine if you can, because mines are very cheap for Germans. MG34 coming onto the field as well. Also the Luftwaffe is going to dig in around the center. Germans are able to secure the southern fuel though, if they can get this cutoff point as well. They're not completely out of it. They're even catching up the center. That's a very risky move, but it will keep them in, keep it under their control for a while. Also some Grenadiers called in here by the Germans. And yes, I find a re-echelon there. American re-echelon have spot the center. We're gonna have a lot of combined forces fighting around here, I feel. A lot of the players will be working together to try and get in your frontline pushes done. Well, the airborne are just waiting in ambush here. How many engineers and mechanized troopers are holding up with a sandbag wall here? But the Aufklar is sneaking along the edge. Probably trying to get to the fuel up there. Probably should order them to hold fire and sneak when they can. You don't want your Aufklars detected very fast. They can now sprint with that upgrade automatically when they are out of combat. When they're not prone. Be very cautious with them. We have a lot of moving and shifting firefights here so far. There's an MG34 arriving here for the Wehrmacht. Fuel cache is going to go down to the 50 cal inside this building. They don't do the big explosions anymore, unfortunately, but I understand why they did it. It was a change that was a little bit annoying to some people. I personally liked it, but that was just my opinion. MG going up inside the church. That's going to help cover the southern flank. We have a Jeep here running for the northern flank of the United States. Golf class not hidden, but he has gotten coordinated a howitzer barrage, but he doesn't have any howitzers yet. Not sure about that one. He's pushing up. We have third pioneer. We have lots of pioneers here. Germans trying to take this point. They're gonna get ambushed. Airborne just completely. Actually, they might get out of there still. Yeah, thanks to the light cover here. Then you just have to. Most grenadiers have to pull back behind the heavy cover here. Can. Grenadiers are digging in. The fuel is still in German hands on the southern flank, at least. You also have a small pack here, pack 36 coming up. The Alp class not sneaking. I would definitely recommend going prone with them. Need to be very careful with them. Oh, so that's nice little boats. Mechanized troopers are securing this southern point as well. Munitions points. Gonna give the allies both munitions points. That's gonna be a big deal. This is Aufklar on the field here. Got some long range and recon support as well. Will definitely work out with a marksman rifle. Especially out in the open like that. It looks like the allies will be able to manage to take the point at least. Mortar arriving on the southern flank for the infantry. Germans are not having the easiest time on this part of the front line. But they are getting a 2-2-2 already. Well, a 2-2-1, but it's going to become a 2-2-2, I reckon. The allies are pushing up now pretty heavily, but they have no AT weapons. That's the problem with the mechanized troopers. They have no AT equipment whatsoever. Unless you actually can get them up to get the bazooka at Veterancy 1. They've already been given BARs. Good, the minefield is actually working. That 2-1 needs to get moving though. And those pioneers need to retreat.
We have lost a squad.
This recon team needs to be very cautious. Also another 2-1 arriving. Church has been turned into a German headquarters. Oh, a little bit of lag there because I'm moving around so much. This is a pretty big map. Be very, very careful with his sharpshooter. Yeah, it's becoming a 2-2-1, 2-2-2 now. There's still a lack of AT equipment up here, so this 2-2-2, once it's upgraded, could do a lot of damage. We also have some 5 Shimega surviving to support it. With their own 2-2-2 on the way. Peter Youth alongside some Storm Grenadiers fighting against the Airborne here. Also, the Airborne have spread across the front line to provide heavy, well, some elite infantry to help support.
Air resupply is now available. Airdrop runs now available.
Ah, looks like he's sitting up a bush, but he's already got a place to hide, but I guess it just helps.
Sniper lying in wait. Need a sharpshooter.
You need some reconnaissance?
Not a lot of action on the other part of the front yet. Oh, the allies are trying to take up down here. They did manage to decapture the point, and now the allies should be able to take it. This Pack 36 is not going to do much. We have a truck arriving though with some grenadier. We can disembarking. Goes as a Volksgrenadier armed with MP40s.
Can now be used to ambush the enemy.
Sniper here.
222s need to work faster, I feel. Because the longer they wait, the allies are just going to get some AT options of some kind. The Germans are being a little bit too timid up there. Mortar's definitely threatening the Americans at that part of the fight. Another 2-2-2 arriving. Oh, 2-2-1. Medics arriving here for the Waffen-SS.
Forward elements report an infantry unit lost.
Bunker being dug in here by the Germans. And an MG42 needs to set up somewhere. Moving ahead. But MG42 might be in trouble if it gets around this corner here, because the troops will be able to see it, I feel. Oh, okay. Big German assault going up here with some MP40s. But out in the open like that against the M1 Garands, and they're not even moving up further. They got cut to pieces as they're pulling back to that church immediately. And with the Mthis is having a long firefight here still, using the Hitler Youth. Dealing with a lot of mortars though from the United States. Oh, it's the small mortar. That's good to see the small mortar being utilized. It's actually pretty handy to have, I've found. Especially in these kind of engagements. Flare there from the Allies. Or if they get that 50 cal out, they can deal with the 222. Rifle gate going out for him. They get overshot.
The bunker has been approved with an MG42.
The 222 really needs to get into action. And it's not looking like it, off-class gonna get out of there.
We are losing Soldaten.
Or Ostrup on the field as well. Yeah, the 222 is just not been utilized. Now there's a 50 cal. But now I think the 222 is just gonna get mowed down. And we'll have a command steward here, pushing up in the Mthis positions. Oh, flag being set up there. That's at least something. Flag 38 being called in by the SS Panzer, but it might take a while for it to arrive. The Americans are slowly pushing up here. Airborne and Armor Company working together. With the Luftwaffe troops out on the open road. That's not gonna work for them. Fallschirmjägers are still relegated up there. Flag emplacement has been set up. We have a armored move and armored half-track up here. MG34 inside the building is keeping the American riflemen at bay for a while. Germans making a push down for the fuel here again. Ooh, 50 cal could get a good flanking shot here in the 222. Yep, and that's all it needs. Yeah, 50 calibers will chew through German light vehicles. You need to be very cautious where you move things. Stewart is coming down here to deal with the 222 on this flank. And the Infanterie Company division cannot hold this position for much longer, I feel. Stewart's not really hitting though, so that's lucky for it. We do have a Panzer F1 arriving. The SS is still trying to hold their best here. We also have some Panzergrenadiers coming onto the field soon. Another field cache being established. Ruby trap being established by the Americans as well. Americans are digging in quite well along the entire front line. Here's the F1. Artillery strike going into the church. I think the Germans have to abandon it.
Additional resources are now available to you, Commander.
Yeah, church is on fire.
Now we can see them before they see us. Ready for orders.
But Germans still have a truck and a bunker here, so they have a little bit of a mini base set up at least. Here comes the Stuart though, but the F1 is nearby. Yeah, I don't think the Stuart can deal with the F1 unless I get some really good shots. Ooh, machine gun down. Also has some grenadiers trying to get on the flank. Already being equipped with Panzerfaust, so they're getting ready. On the northern flank, it looks like the Luftwaffe is preparing to push up with their own F1. Ghost Division is not really doing too much by the looks of it. F1 pushing up here. Stuart is the only thing here that can deal with it, I feel. And even that is going to be very limited. Mthis is still holding here despite everything, it's good to see. Because they're dealing a lot of Americans here. Ooh, flanking on the F1 could happen. Oh no, F1 got a penetrating shot, but there's a command Sherman. F1 needs to be cautious. Oh, penetrated by the Sherman. Lost its gun.
One of our panzers has been destroyed.
The Americans are just pushing up here on the Germans. Not the best position to be in at all. Mthis is still holding on despite everything there. The Luftwaffe has dug in a lot better. They're definitely preparing. I don't see a lot more mines here. Mines there at least, but I think they're going to be enough.
Good to go.
Greyhound coming out for the northern mechanized. But the American armor company is just pushing up down the southern path now. Getting closer to the German base. The Germans need to fortify something.
The enemy is attacking one of our forward buildings.
Needs to just retreat that mortar. Ah, they got killed and the other guy deserts.
Frontier building has been lost.
Oh, there's an old factory here or something. Manship is going to be a problem, but the pack is being set up. No penetration. Rock down.
The enemy has dealt us a blow.
No penetration with the second shot either.
Ready for action.
Oof. Pack shot a guy for the guts. Ouch. So needs to be cautious. We have some German mortars here from the Fallschirmjägers. Try and supplement the SS.
A peg gun is ready for orders.
Command half trigger rank for the Mthis and a command F1. And I got a message on my phone. Typical bad timing. I seem to get it at the worst times. Anyway. Oh, Greyhound got shot up there by the flak. And the Grenadiers by the looks of it. Also have a Wehrmacht sniper called onto the battlefield. But the German positions have lost a lot of room. They're down to very few territories. But the command F1 is leading the way here against the airborne. A lot of airborne troops have been prepared though. And we have a mortar fight going on at the same time between the Luftwaffe mortar and the American airborne mortar. Mortars, rather. We have some Jägers and some Stormtroopers arriving for the Infanterie. Gonna be not an easy position to get up on though. Till we called in on the German position here. Didn't actually get that many casualties. Oh, the Americans making a push. It's 2-1 down. Pack got a penetrating shot on the Sherman though. But it's been cleared. Now the Shermans are trying to push for the center here. No fate of Mthis can hold for long. Pack 38 is definitely trying. Alongside supported by a Pack 40 from the Luftwaffe. They're about to get flanked by the US Armor Company's infantry. Here's the big push. Sherman's coming alongside the airborne infantry. Oh, just completely shredding them with the Thompsons. Ooh, great assault in return though. But the Shermans are pushing through. Ooh, but Airborne will get closer to first satchel. Yeah, satchel charge, that's a dead SS base. Oh yeah, that's a lot of Germans dead. But a lot of airborne died at the same time. That's a very costly endeavor. Airborne are very expensive. The Shermans are just pushing up now. Might have some more armor being prepared here by the Bush Division finally. But it looks like the SS has just lost everything. And the Allies are pushing through with a big breakthrough at the moment. I don't think the Germans can turn this around, but they do have a Panzer IV-H now. They have to utilize that very carefully though. Allies even start to steal all the German equipment they come across. This is a side blocker, I think. But yeah, the German positions are just completely overrun at this point. That's why it's got immobilized. Jägers are trying to flank. That didn't really work out. So that H might be in big trouble. That's a very small AT gun though. One over-penetrating shot there though. Here comes all the American infantry. Man Sherman is down though, but then it goes.
The enemy has destroyed a Panzer. The enemy has dealt us a blow.
Oh, those smoke screens actually did a good amount of work before they died.
Suffering losses.
Looks like the Mthis might win that engagement though. I'm not sure. He's out in the open. But the Allies could just keep breaking through here. You have another F1 for the Luftwaffe. But against all these prepared armored vehicles. Oh, we have the Ostdivision trying to push through.
One of our fighting positions is sustaining fire.
F1's getting to work. There is a 3-inch nearby though.
Enemy armor, 2 to stop.
But there's lack of infantry to support them. And with the Shermans pushing in, getting a good shot there on the other F1, immobilizing it, and making it go down.
We have lost a Panzer.
And the F1s on the northern flank should actually keep pushing, I feel, instead of standing still.
Panzer IV ready.
Because that is being way too vacant with them. Well, they are dealing with the AT guns pretty successfully. That's our over penetration from that 3-inch though.
There's a major reporting for action.
Engaged.
Flank from the US Airborne. Looks like they got taken out there in quick succession. Here comes a lot more armored vehicles from the United States.
We lost an infantry unit. They got wiped
Ready to
out.
break through the rest of the German defenses up here. I get a feeling Silalina is not really the most experienced player. Just a hunch. The other 3 German players have done an amazing job though, despite all the stuff they've had to deal with. It's not easy to fight against all of this. German 76 arriving alongside Buffalo soldiers. Look at all the stuff the US Armor Company has at the moment. They're preparing to just drive straight for the German base, aren't they? Because the Germans desperately are setting up the best defenses they can. Luftwaffe is a little bit too clumped up there though. They are lacking territory to set up in, I feel. That's a big SS push right there, but they are all clumped up. Making them easier to hit. Meanwhile, the Shermans up here trying to clear out this area. Taking out that Puma.
Ready for action.
Get artillery landing around. Right, F1 there. The airborne are coming up behind now.
We have a forward structure under attack.
Trying to clear out all the bunkers and the AT weapons, I imagine.
We have casualties.
Yeah, the airborne are just cutting through everything. You would kind of expect of them with their Thompsons.
We have lost a pack gun.
Not Osttruppen. They're not gonna do much. Black is doing his best here, but that's not gonna last long either. Lots of grenades going in there. It's gone. Big F1 push here, or an attempt by one with the Luftwaffe. Very desperate, but Bazooka gets it.
One of our panzers has been
Yeah,
destroyed.
4v4s could be somewhat chaotic. That's a lot of units on the field. Like, this is kind of ridiculous. Fallschirmjäger Pioneers being called by the Luftwaffe now. And the Shermans are gearing up here alongside some Scots for support, alongside some combat engineers. 305th combat engineers being equipped with carbines and grease guns for assault purposes. Looks like they're gonna try and ride straight down the road and deal with the German base soon.
Sherman ready.
Airborne supporting as well with the Stuarts. And here comes the breakthrough force.
Sherman ready to go.
Now they're very close to the German base. I was trying to piss it up. That's not gonna work though. The Allies are too close. And well, the Waffen-SS and the Infanterie Division is doing their best to hold the Americans back on the southern flank. There's just so many American infantry coming up. Impressing them with all the BARs.
Supply half-track is in action. Standing by for setting of command post.
There's too much firepower coming their way. Here comes the Buffalo soldiers as well. And even a US Major is leading the front line. But the Allies are all the way up on the German base now.
Send your orders.
Breaking through all the Shermans.
The enemy is firing on our HQ. They're getting behind us. Battery is under fire.
Not looking good there at all for them. MG42 has been set in this little shed. Actually, surprisingly decent position. We'll definitely keep the American infantry at bay for a while. Stormtroopers got a grenade on them. Ooh, that's not good. The Americans are trying to get close enough to get a grenade on the shed, I think. Yeah, that's bad for the Germans right there. Yeah, clearing it out. Okay, well, a big American push is still going through on the northern flank. We have a Panzer IV-H has arriving.
Panzer IV ready.
Luftwaffe pack is also trying to hold the front. Stuart goes down. All the A2s and Shermans are coming up now. 776s. Need to clear out all the German defenses though. Panzer IV is taken out. Raketenwerfer arriving. Raketenwerfer is definitely a good choice against all the Germans. Looks like there's a bug where they cannot really hit this thing because it's the edge of the map. Plus that's a little bit of a blessing in disguise for the Germans. Oh, the After's doing a desperate flank here. Using Hitler Youth and flamethrowers. Flamethrowers are surprisingly good at stunning tanks. They just don't really do any damage, which I really think they should, but that's not my opinion on how that works. Because I don't think you want to be in a tank when it's being flamethrowed. But yeah, the Germans still being cut to pieces. And another American force coming up the southern road again. Led by this intrepid major. Panzer IV finally arriving for the Ostdivision. Scots opening fire into the German base.
The enemy is firing on our HQ.
And Raids are playing out the Osttruppen. It's too close to the Sherman, so I feel, yeah, ammo rack. Stuk G has arrived though. Good defensive choice. The Americans are just getting closer and closer. The half-tank's about to go down, but it is open, allowing the A2 to get a flank shot. I think the Stuk is too heavily armored. Oh no, actually, that's a penetrating shot from that angle. That range too. Allied pieces have also arrived now, opening fire in the German base. Ooh, I don't think these SS troops are going to do a lot. We'll have to see. Actually, they might. They're actually getting some good kills. Probably thanks to Untersturmführer supporting them alongside the J there. And the base can actually hit with the flak. That's a big deal. That's a pretty big flak gun, I believe. But the airborne are in the base. They're throwing satchel charges and everything. And the airborne can destroy bases really quickly with their satchel charges.
Foes are behind our lines. Headquarters attacked.
Another Stuk G arriving, another Calliope opening fire. You can hit rockets in the distance.
We have lost a Granatwerfer squad.
Well, yeah, I think this is the end of the Germans. We're gonna see a full-on base wipe, I think. Magazine Cinema 4 headquarters right outside. They're pretty confident. They're losing a fair few of their armored vehicles now, though. Thanks to the diligence of the German defenders is still going on. Luftwaffe has lost practically everything. So is the Ostdivision. Panzer still holding on with his Panzer IV-J. And more Calliope shells are landing, or well, rockets. Emergency airdrop landing for the Ostdivision. I don't think that'll do much unless they grab it quick and get it to work. Ooh, Pershing went down to an ammo rack from the J. Very nice. That can happen. German coming up there on the flank. Luke got a good shot. And so get the J finishing it off. But airborners are pushing in under the smoke.
Our HQ is under attack.
Throwing more satchel charges.
Infantry, new promotions in!
Good job with the airborne right there. Now the bunker is going to be able to fire some smoke clears. I think the airborne will be able to get out of there and get back to safety. The German base is slowly just being tighter and tighter.
Enemy fire!
Not a big American infantry push yet. SS Panzer's Panzer command is about to go down. There it goes. Germans still holding on though. At this point you could just surrender, I feel.
Mobile HQ vehicle.
As this is completely destroyed. Like there's no way the Germans can make a comeback at all here.
Tank support is here. Sherman ready.
You also now have the EC8s arriving on the battlefield.
Prepare yourself. Foes are behind our lines. Headquarters attacked.
He's desperately trying to hold this side of the front line though. Here comes more and more airborne infantry.
Grenadier squad is ready.
Panzer IV is still trying to hold up here, but it's being stunned. And there it goes.
Lost a squad of infantry.
This bunker is actually keeping the airborne at bay for now.
Foes are behind our
As well as this
lines.
MG-34 manned by pioneers.
Attacked.
But the rest of the base is still being overrun. They actually still have barracks in the back here to keep the fight going. More rockets arriving.
Infantry squad has been killed.
I gotta say though, the Germans were stubborn. They're holding on. You see it got the barracks there.
Enemy infantry. Gunner hit.
And at this point the Germans finally surrender. Took them long enough. Well, this was quite a breakthrough, probably with a little bit of a skill gap. But I think some people did improve, hopefully. I'll see you all in the next one, everyone. Bye bye.